Hello St Andrews, it's Mrs Nicholas here with today's very special assembly. I am here today to talk to you all about Number Day. Now your grown-ups have planned lots and lots of exciting things for you to do in your classrooms and outside today, but I'm going to start off with a few little challenges just to get your brains going on this Friday morning. So let's get started and find out what exciting things we have got ahead of us today. So the first little job that we're going to start with is our very first maths challenge. So your teacher might want to pause it in a second so you can get these things ready for this next challenge. So you're going to need a whiteboard and a whiteboard pen or a piece of scrap paper and a pencil and some perseverance, which means you're going to stick at it even if you are finding it tricky. So as I said, your grown-up might want to pause the video now so you can get a whiteboard and a whiteboard pen or a piece of scrap paper and a pencil to try our first maths challenge, which is this, and it's something called a Solvemoji. Now, Mrs. Nicholas's class love a Solvemoji, and as you can see, there are two different ones. You might decide to do the green one, you might decide to do the reddy pink one. It's completely up to you. You can decide as a class. And what you've got to do is you've got to work out what number each animal or each mode of transport represents. So the first one, you've got two snails. So they've got to be the same number because it's the same animal. And when you add them together, they equal 4. So your grown-ups are going to pause the video now and you're going to see whether you can solve this Solvemoji. And if you do manage to find the answer to the green one or the red one, please, please, please either tweet me or maybe send me a little message to say, yes, we've managed to do it in our class. We've also got some exciting things happening across the school today. So the first one is this, which is called My Maths. Now I know lots of you already use My Maths in your classroom, and this is just a chance today to make sure even more of us are getting onto My Maths, so we're logging in and seeing the activity that your grown-up has set for you. So it might be a game or a little task that you've got to do. So at some point today, make sure you get the chance to log into My Maths and have a go with the activity that is set for you on there. And we've then got this. So this is something that the boys and girls do in years 3, year 4, year 5 and year 6. And it's called TT Rockstars or Times Table Rockstars. And what we thought would be a good idea is year 2, you're going to have a go at using this today so that when you come across to year 3 next year, you will have seen it already. And this is a really, really exciting time because it gives you the chance to practice your times tables. And you log in. You get to choose your name, you get to choose your character, and the more you play, you build up different coins, and you can use those then to buy different outfits and different costumes and different hairstyles and different guitars. And what I have done for today is set up a challenge across year 2. So you're going to compete against the other classes in year 2. So we've got 2JE versus 2AA, versus 2SB, and there's also a teachers versus children competition as well. I wonder who is going to be the winner of the Year 2 trophy. Now, back to a little magic maths challenge for today. I love a little bit of magic and I love maths, so these are two of my favourite things smushed in together. So, again, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil, or you might need a whiteboard and a whiteboard pen. You might be able to do it in your head, but I think most people will probably benefit from having either a whiteboard and a pen or a piece of paper and a pencil. So are we ready? See if this magic maths works. So your first job is to think of a number less than 10. And your grown-ups might decide to pause it at points in this video just to give you a little bit of thinking time. So when you thought of your number, which is less than 10, you're then going to double it or times it by 2. Then you're going to add 10. Then you're going to halve it. And then this is the tricky bit now. You're going to take away your original numbers. The number that you started with, you're then going to take away. Is your answer 5? Hopefully, if my magic has worked, it is. What I would like to do then is to try it with a different number. And does it still work? So your grown-ups are going to pause it now. Have a go. And again, send me a message, tweet me, if the magic maths did work. And maybe this is something you can go and show your grown-ups at home and try and trick them with some of this magic maths. So, hopefully it worked. Isn't it amazing? A little bit of magic maths for you. So, moving on to our third maths challenge of our assembly this morning. So, can you solve the following riddles? And again, let me know if you think you have worked them out in your class. Are you ready for the first one? So it says this: help me to find my friend. He is an odd number, but if you take away a letter from him, he becomes even. Who is he? So help me to find my friend. He's an odd number, but if you take away a letter from him, he becomes even. Who is he? Again, your grown-ups might decide to pause it so you can have a little bit of thinking time, talk to your partner. Can you work out the answer to this riddle? Right, let's have a look at the next one. So what gets bigger when you take more away? So it's another riddle. It's meant to make your brain work extra hard. So what gets bigger when you take more away? Again, your grown-up might decide to pause if you have a bit of a discussion. And again, if you think you know the answer, let me know. I will let you know all the answers at the end of the day to see if you were right. And then moving on to our fourth maths challenge and our final one of our assembly today. And it's going to involve some careful counting, which I know reception are amazing at every time I go down there. So are we ready? So I'm going to show you a picture which is on the screen now. So it's filled with lots of different superheroes, lots of different words linked to superheroes. And I'm going to ask you some questions. Are you ready? And again, if you think you know the answer, let your grown-up know. So how many superheroes are wearing masks? I'm going to put the picture back on in a minute. So how many superheroes are wearing masks? Are you ready? Ready for that careful counting? 3, 2, 1. Oh, let your grown-ups know. They might decide to pause it to give you a bit of time to have a look. Right, next question. How many superheroes are wearing red capes? So how many superheroes are wearing red capes? Are you ready to double check, to do that careful counting? Oh, this is a bit of a tricky one. So how many superheroes are wearing red capes? Let your grown-ups in your classroom know once you think you've counted them. And just to say thank you so much for listening so beautifully. Have a wonderful day. And I just can't wait to see all of the exciting things that you get up to in your classrooms today. So it might be some My Maths. It might be some maths outside. It might be some counting. It might be some measuring. Lots and lots of exciting things. I know. Have the best day. I know your grown-ups have planned so many exciting things and I can't wait to see and hear all about them. Have the best day. Ta-bach chi!